Teresa, Florence, hey, congratulations on your new series, Mixtape.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much.
More of a congratulations is being showcased at South by Southwest this year, one of the most prestigious film festivals and TV festivals in the world. I mean, how do you both feel about that?
Flawed. Excited.
Very, very excited. It feels nice that everyone who's worked so hard on the show is like getting the reward they deserve, like the crew, Lucy, everyone.
I'm curious because you both play Allison. Is this the first time you met each other since you don't technically have scenes together?
We met in Ireland. Um, we had like a photo call where we all like got together and we had photos done. But we were just saying Florence was cast while we had already started shooting. So we were a week or so into shooting, and then I heard that Florence got the job, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." Everyone said, "Oh, you guys have such a similar essence." And I can really feel that when I see the show. I was like, we really do. But so
Yeah.
this is our second time.
This is our second meet.
That is pretty awesome. Now, since you both play Allison and you have to read the script through the series, do you read each other's roles because one is in the past and one in the future? Does it help you develop your character, or you tend to focus on your character at the moment?
It's probably more important for me, I would say, to read the past than her
Yeah.
knowing what happened in the future. But I definitely had to read the past because I had to understand the intricacies of the trauma and the kind of life that she came from, the very fabric of who she is. And so much of those scenes that Florence had to film really inform my experience as an adult. So that was important to me. And I'm sure
Yeah.
you read the future
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah. No, I read it. I read it for like just for content purposes, but I'm the opposite. I tried, like you said, I tried not to focus on the future because obviously I wanted that factor of not knowing what was going to happen. So I think if I was like, if I had it all in my mind, what you were doing in Australia, I think that
Yeah.
probably would have distracted me. But yeah, I definitely read it, but I didn't focus on it too much.
Now, can you both describe your chemistry with your versions of the Daniels in this series?
Yeah, well, I auditioned with a lot of boys. There were 8 boys, I think. And I have text message evidence between myself and Lucy. But as soon as Rory came into the room, he was just Dan. Like it was just so obvious. And I'd been doing the scene for 2 days with different boys auditioning for Dan, and Rory was the only person who made me cry. So, and also the fact he looks like Jim. He's so talented. He's lovely. So yeah, and it was amazing working with him. Like he's such a caring person, and it makes your job so much easier when the person you're acting with is incredibly talented.
How about for you, Teresa?
Well, I had known Jim Sturgis over the years. We had tested for a couple of things together, like back in the day, and we really hit it off like so many years earlier. And I was like, this is so crazy. It's kind of parallel with the characters. It's like I thought he was so awesome years ago, and we met and we really connected. And then we met back up again, and we've lived all these lives. And I was like, oh my God, you have kids and you're married. And he was like, and you have so many kids. And tell me about your life. We kind of caught each other up over all these years that we hadn't seen each other. And that also helped inform these characters. So I loved working with him. He's brilliant, such a good actor. But it's our characters are, there's a lot of pain going on that we have to unravel and discuss. And so it was just about finding that fine line between the longing for each other and the nostalgia, which a lot of it comes through the music and talking about the past. But then also we're both married and we're doing something that's morally doesn't feel amazing for either of us. So it was kind of this push-pull feeling, and Jim was the perfect dance partner in that.
Well said. Well, speaking of music, let me wrap it up with one last question because this series obviously is called Mixtape, and I want to say for Florence, she was born way after cassette tapes was ever around, and I want to say Teresa, for you, I think cassette tapes was like on the way out, so CDs was probably your generation.
I had cassette tapes in
Oh,
my little Hyundai accent. I had my little mixtape I would push in and listen to.
So the question is, and I know you thought about it, is what would actually be on your what do we call it today? Playlist. Is is
Playlist.
is what
Yeah.
songs would be on your playlist right now for
Are we
that?
talking 80s music or current music?
Let's say current music.
Okay.
You
I have
go.
so many. I have so many. Current music is like Chapel Roan, Billie Eilish. I love Lola Young at the moment, but to be fair, I did really get into 80s music because of this job, but also beforehand. Coincidentally, my dad started getting me into 80s music, and then I got the audition for this, and I was like, something's happening
Perfect.
here. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
80s music as well. Like, yeah.
Well, back on my mixtapes, I listened to underground New York 90s rap, and I still have that playlist. And in fact, Jim did too. He listened to 90s like hip hop, New York rap.
No,
So we swapped our playlists. So on mine, there's a lot of KRS-One, Mobb Deep, Master Ace. I mean, also I have to say I definitely had on my mixtape like Chronic 2001, the album with like Dre and Eminem and Snoop Dogg. But yeah, so
that's
all
so
those,
good.
yeah, all those guys, Das Effects. And I still listen to that music today, which is funny. My kids think that I believe I'm a hardcore, but I'm not. I just get really nostalgic. I listen to this music and I was like, oh my God, I was 14 driving around in the car with my boyfriend and we were cranking. Yeah, so I still listen to that music.
No, right, that's so funny.
It is very funny, but it is you both have a great taste in music. So Florence, Teresa, thank you very much for speaking to us about mixtape and have fun at South by Southwest if you're going to be there.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you. Nice to speak to you.